Hello. Hang on. Let's try it again. I had to blow my nose because my nose was running. Not talking to you, Dad. Recording. Hello, my audience. So, this is my review. Shit, I forget why I was recording. I remember now. I'm reviewing the movie 2003 movie, or is it 2004, the Will Ferrell flick called Elf. I give it a 10 out of 10. I love the brilliant writing in the movie. I love the writing in the movie. I love Buddy the Elf character. He was very likable. Of an oddball character. And it really put me in the Christmas mood, this movie. Like, a good feeling this movie was. It was a good feeling movie, you know? It felt like, you know, after you watched the whole movie, it was like a good feeling movie. Like, the year was out of Santa Claus. Is that good? Or like, the original Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the cartoon one. Not the Jim Carrey one, but that one's good too. I know I'm getting sidetracked, so Elf is that good of a movie in my book. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 for its Christmas classic storytelling. That's very well written, likable characters it had, that had funny characters, corny laughable, had corny, funny, laughable moments with the characters, but it also had lots of heart at moments, at times. And it had a good story. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed Buddy the Elf character. Ended up being my favorite character. And not just because I had a hamster named Buddy as a kid for 7 years of my life. I named him Buddy. He was old hamster. He grew old. He died of old age. One day he died when I was just watching him. He just stopped breathing and tipped over. And while he was stopped making his squeaky voices, you know when hamsters squeak a little, he just stopped squeaking with his eyes open and tipped over one day. After I had him for 7 years. He was the only boy hamster I had. But that is also why I like Buddy the Elf character. Because he reminds me of Buddy because of his name and also his beautiful personality. If Buddy could talk, like a human could. Speaking of the movie Buddy the Elf, I love this iconic scene in the movie Elf where this he befriends a bro at like becomes best friends with this person that works at the mail post office place, and when he arrives there as for interview, Buddy the Elf comments on how everyone looks like they want to hurt him, and that's what it looks like of a place for him to work there. And so within this place, where he actually becomes close friends with this guy through liking coffee, similar, and trying coffee through by the elf character. He's technically a human within the content of the movie. He gets explained in the movie to him by Papa Ralph was in the movie from the North Pole and blah blah blah. It explained that he's from human. He's actually human just raised by elves. Just got that brought on him. The truth. So, then this content of the movie early on, and that's where he goes to New York City to meet his father, his biological father he's ever met in his life. Because Santa Claus stole by the Buddy, and yeah, this was actually his real name, from the human orphanage home when he was infant. Now I know what you're thinking. Gee, that's kind of shady to do, of Santa to do, is steal infant from only one infant. No, wait. He didn't steal the infant. I'm remembering this wrong. The infant Buddy hopped in Santa's bag. Sorry, I've seen this movie so many times. Sometimes I get confused with all the movies I've seen. So many times. My bad. Plus, when I actually talk about one thing to the other in this review, sometimes it's hard to keep track. Where was I in the movie by the elf? Oh yeah, he becomes friends with this guy in the post office, and it turns out they like coffee the same way. Coffee with maple syrup. That's how Buddy the Elf becomes a fan of coffee. And the thing is, the reason why I'm chuckling, a little bit, because, I forget, okay. Anyway, I find, this movie very funny. Was why I'm laughing. The whole movie has great gags, like when he calls, the Peter Dinklage character an elf, and gets his ass handed by Peter Dinklage badly. Brutally, he brutals him with his fist. Will Ferrell's character, Buddy the Elf, you know? Because in the content of the movie, Buddy, doesn't know better. He doesn't know that humans can be the same size as elves. Real elves from the North Pole. Because he's never seen a midget, a real midget before. Doesn't he know a midget looks like he's raised in the North Pole? But Santa Claus only told him a few things that he needs to know. He says, first of all, there's only a few things you need to know about the real world. Do not eat gum off the street. And something like that. He says something. He says like one of the few things like do not eat gum off the street. But he just didn't think to tell him, hey, some people are the same sizes as Elf and are the same size as Elf from the North Pole. They're called midgets. And don't call them elves because you'll get your ass, you'll just get beaten. And he does. He gets beaten badly by Peter Dinklage character because he actually thinks Peter Dinklage was an elf, so he calls him out directly, and he doesn't realize how stupid and fucked up that is of an insult. Because he's not raised by human race. He's raised by the people from the North Pole. So he doesn't know better. It's like his world of his knowledge on the world is small because it was people from the North Pole, I guess, or else. Because they probably never leave the North Pole. Which in the content of this movie. But Santa knows more about the North Pole. I mean, the real world than the elves. A little bit. To give Buddy some advice on what not to do. And, not much help for him. Because then he decides to know everything, pretty much, as Santa says, like eating gum off the streets. And he does eat gum off the streets. Because he was curiosity killed a cat, I guess. Because the script told us, and it was funny. That was funny joke. And, I have to blow my nose first. My nose is running. I forget, what was I talking about, Elf? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. And also I like this movie had a happy ending, and it was a nice original happy ending, creative happy ending, and I enjoyed these colorful, lovable characters. I ended up loving all these characters, majority of them. Of all of the characters that Buddy interacted with. In this movie, so Elf is title is that's what I think on Elf. And another thing I love about Elf is that I'm going to just for a second stop going to talk about the movie for a second and just tell you something I did today. Okay, I went to this little place out to eat with my dad and my mommy Lydia, and because of this movie Elf, I wanted to try coffee with maple syrup. Black coffee, hot coffee with maple syrup. Like they did it in the movie Elf. Because to me, I think that this sounds delicious. Because I like maple syrup flavor and I like the flavor of black coffee. And it was good black coffee, but even better was maple syrup. And it was the pure kind of maple syrup, the fancy kind. Luckily, the restaurant actually had pure maple syrup. It was he gave me two options. One's regular syrup that's more the standard, one's more the pure maple syrup. So I used the pure maple syrup that I used on my pancakes. I used in the coffee, besides on the pancakes I had at that diner. The pancakes were good, but the coffee was something. Now I had the coffee with maple syrup. I think that's if you want something, that was good. I thought that was good coffee, and I remember to stir it well. Because the reason why I did this, tried it today, because I've been meaning to try this my whole life since 2003 since 2003 when I was first introduced to that thing, and when I started drinking coffee later in life, and my older years after I tested coffee out. I forget when I started drinking coffee. Okay? But the point is, I've been meaning to try that for a while since I decided I like coffee and was exposed to the Elf movie. And that's why I tried coffee with maple syrup and mixed it in the black hot coffee, fresh black hot. It wasn't too watery. It was just right. Could taste the coffee. Tasted fresh. Hey Dad, what was that place we went to?
Ashley's.
Huh? Ashley's Restaurant, you said, right? Yep. Okay, thank you. Ashley's Restaurant is what my dad said. That's where we went. So if you ever want to try a good cup of coffee with maple syrup, go to Ashley's Restaurant. It's the place to be at. I actually tried that's why I tried the coffee with the maple syrup mixed into the black coffee. Nothing but maple syrup I put in the coffee. Pure maple syrup it was, the good kind. It was label. It was on the label, last label bottle. You know that he handed me, the waiter. Okay, so I'm sure the other maple syrup was good too, but I wanted to do the pure one, you know, and that's why I picked the pure one in the first place, for the pure maple syrup to put in coffee. Besides on my pancakes, but I didn't tell my dad or anybody. I just wanted to surprise them and surprise myself when I tasted it. For some reason, that was strange, But I explained to him why I wanted to try this since I seen the Elf movie back in 2000. That's the movie I saw it in when I wanted to try this. Or the ingredients, the coffee ingredients that was made for the Elf movie. That became Buddy the Elf special favorite of how he likes his coffee. This is the content movie. For some reason, I'm not gonna lie, I think this has become my favorite way to have hot coffee. Have it with maple syrup and mix it into the coffee. It's the best way to have hot coffee, I think. The best kind of hot coffee is the kind with maple syrup. I just realized how long you've been recording it for 30 minutes now. So I go to that diner sometime. Try what I told you if you want, or if you don't know how to make good coffee, or find a good place that makes good. If you know how to make good hot coffee, then you can do it yourself, I guess. But I don't know how hard. I don't know how many might struggle with that. So try the coffee at this restaurant that I told you about. It's Ashley's Diner, you said? Yeah. Ashley's Diner. Try Ashley's Diner restaurant. It's a restaurant I went to today. Try Ashley's Diner, the name of the place. And they have great coffee, and try their maple syrup. And mix the maple syrup within the black coffee. And don't forget to stir it after. Stir with, I stir mine with a fork. I guess you could use a knife or a spoon. Or did I use a... Wait, did I use a knife or a fork? I forget, okay? I stirred mine, and after pouring the syrup in a bit of syrup and then I tested to see how it tasted, and it tasted fine. It tasted mad good. It was good coffee from the restaurant, and I liked how I did that coffee with the maple syrup. And that was a good idea to do for me. And I recommend you guys do it too, my audience. If you ever find the time on trying something different. And check out this movie and stream this movie, Elf, from 2003, I think came out. Or 2004, right? One of those years. Elf with Will Ferrell. Starring Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf. In his best role of his career, I'm going to say this is. My favorite thing he's done is the best thing he's done, I think. And the funniest thing he's done, probably. I'm thinking it is.
Hi guys.
Hi, I'm doing a review. So that's why I like this movie a lot. Elf from 2004, 2003 is from, I forget the year, one of those 2 years. I'll check the year and title in my video, and when I title my video, I'll put my right year in the title, okay? For the title of the video is, for my title of the video of Elf, and that's my review on Elf. I give this a 10 out of 10. Goodbye, my audience. Subscribe grow my subscribers, hit the thumbs up, and hit the comment section. Let me know which saw this review. Did you enjoy this, or did you enjoy this movie? When I forget what I was gonna say. Bye. I guess that's my review on Elf. I'm Jake Yellingham, and good night. Goodbye.